Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Today we're going to make a customized composition book, or in other words, we're going to alter a composition book. But first, let's have our shout out to Leanne, Joan, ex-Cajun Grandma, Lala, Jane, Leslie, and Vicki. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I have some digitals here. I think this is Ruby and Pearl. I hope I'm correct. Not 100% sure. I have two of them. I have printed them on copy weight paper. I have two digitals here from Roxy's Creation, and I have also printed them on copy weight paper. Two of each of the designs that I'm going to use. Then let's bring in our composition book. These are really very nice books. They are stitched. They're bound by stitching. They have a wonderful spine. But let's just face it, they're not real attractive on the front, are they? So let's change that. First, you'll need to decide what you want for your front. Do I want this one for my front? Or do I want this one for my front? So when you're selecting your papers, you'll want to pick an image that's able to go this way instead of this way, because my papers do not cover this completely, and I want to cover this book completely. Now I'm going to choose to use this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my glue. Now I'm using art glitter glue. You use the glue of your choice. And what I want to do is I'm going to put my glue along here. I'm not going to cover this part with my paper, the part that's black, the spine here. I'm just going to go around this way. Alrighty. I hope you're not hearing too much of the banging and clanging. My husband is in the room next door to my craft room, and he's cleaning, deep cleaning his dog room. So I'm hoping that it's not too awful noisy. Now I'm just going around the edge. I am not actually going to go in the center with my glue. I'm just going to go around the edge. So making sure I get as close as possible that I can. I'm going in about half an inch, I would say. So I'm trying to really get some glue down so that my paper will stick on nicely. Alrighty, got my glue. Now I'm just going to lay my page right here. I'm going to start this way and pull it off. There we go. Just about right there. Let me line this up a little bit so maybe I can eyeball it. Alright, I think that will be just fine. And then I'm just pressing it down just to make sure it gets stuck nicely and there's no wrinkles. I'm going to open it up. I'll make sure that I have not glued any of my pages together. I'm going to press some more. Let's see, let's turn it this way. I need to grab a towel and just wipe it as I press, because some glue has come out, but that's okay. That's all right. Let's look back and see what's happening here. I think this is going wonderfully. Now, I'm going to give this a few seconds. I'm going to go on this side. Because I used this one on the outside, I think what I'd like to use is maybe this one on the inside, and then over here maybe we could use this one on the inside, and we can use this one on the outside. At least that's my plan. That's how I made my first one. I do have one completed that I'm going to show you at the end. So I've given it a couple of moments. This is when I would like to go ahead and take my scissors, and I'm grabbing my scissors here. I'm just going to trim this paper off. So just giving it a trim right here, just like this, and trimming it. I'm just taking my time so I don't accidentally cut my book cover. Okay, now I'm going to trim this, and then we'll be right back. All right, that's looking lovely already. So let's open this up and let's glue this one right in just like that. So I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did before. Take my glue and I'm going to, this book, I didn't pay much attention when I bought it, I guess. I thought I did, but it's a little bit creased right here. I think it will be okay. It's going to have to be. I only bought 2. So they're not very expensive. So, and I think now I know in the United States they're available. I don't know about overseas. These things I don't know. I'm hoping you'd be able to find something similar that you have. And I'm just, once again, I'm going about 2 inches in, no, 2 inches, a half an inch in, and just applying my glue. I'm not being stingy on my glue, and I'm just putting it down, and then I'm going to come over here and do this last side. Alrighty, got that done. Now, let's bring in, I'm going to wipe my finger off, let's bring in our page. I'm going to make sure I'm lined up here. And let's just lay it right on here. Just like that. I think I want to pull it down just a tiny bit. And something like that. Get it right there in the spine nicely. You don't want it on top of the stitching. You want it right at the base of the stitching of the book. And once again, you're just pressing it down. Now I've got quite a bit of glue that's come out here. Okay, wipe it up on my mat. Okay, that's wonderful, nice and smooth. Now I'm going to trim this out, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on the back, because I have this on the front, I'm putting this on the back, and I'm going to be putting this on the inside. So I just feel like that just makes it a more unified book, that you can tell that it's all designed together. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll do our next step. All right, so we've covered the inside and outside cover of the front page and the back cover, inside and out. So I found the hardest part to do was when I did the inside, because it was hard to cut really close to the spine, whereas this one sets off a little bit and it makes it much easier. But I really like how it's turned out, and it's already looking spectacular. Now the next thing I have is I have a piece of fabric here, and my fabric is cotton, and it is approximately 2.5 inches wide, and it needs to be as long as your book. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover our spine right here. Just like this, we're going to cover it up, and isn't that going to look spectacular? I think that's going to look awesome. So I am going to grab my fabric tack. So here I have it right here, my fabric tack. And I'm just going to remove the lid and get off any extra residue that I had on there. And hopefully it'll come right out, and it is. And I'm only putting my glue on the black portion of my spine here. Mine happens to be black. I don't know what color yours is, but whatever color it is, that tape, I think it's tape, that they use to reinforce the spine. That's what you're going to want to cover with your glue. So maybe yours isn't black. Mine just happens to be. All right, I've got my glue on there. And now what I want to do is I'm going to kind of find, I'm going to see, let's see here, that's about, what's 1.5, so about right here. I'm eyeballing where I want to place this. I'm just laying it down right on top, and I am overlapping. So I do have it on my decorative paper about, that's about a 1/2 inch, give or take a smidgen. So right here, I probably should have ironed it, but I've got that down. Now what I want to do is I'm going to turn it over here, and this is when I'm going to trim just a little bit here, and I don't want it to be super close, but this is way too long. So I found when I was making my first one that you need to do this now. You need to trim this now, otherwise it's not very easy. There we go. So get this trimmed off, and once again, you're just trimming a little bit. It's about a finger's width. I'm going to apply my glue on the back side now, right on top of the same area of the spine area where they have placed the tape. I think they make these books in blues and reds. At least I've seen them. So maybe your spine color is a different color. Maybe it's blue, maybe it's red. Maybe they're all black. I don't know. These things I don't know. I just know that we're covering the taped area. And I'm pretty sure at least these types, this style of composition book, has tape right here on the spine. And if it does not, then you're going to be gluing in, it looks like about a 1/2 inch on the spine. Okay, so we're just going to simply lay this over and press it down. Just like that. All right. Oh my goodness, it's looking spectacular, isn't it, guys? I love it. So as that sets up, let's go ahead and talk about, I'm putting my glue back. Let's talk about what we can use to further enhance this. I have some pieces from that shirt that I love. I'm running out of my shirt. I'm going to have to go to every time I go to the thrift store, I look for shirts like these so that I can use them in my projects. I have made some ruffles right here out of the same fabric that we used to cover the spine. And I made a few of them. I wasn't really sure what I was doing yet. And I did make one in a cream. I thought the cream went really nicely with this as well. Which is my longest one? I think this one's my longest one. And I'm wondering if maybe I place that there. I don't know if I want to maybe bring in, I like the cream because it has so much lightness in the print that I think it would look really nice. So maybe let's go ahead and let's get some things glued down. So let me grab my glue gun and we're going to start decorating. All right, I'm hoping my glue gun is ready to go. I think I'm going to place the one on the edge of my book first. Oh, before I do that, I do think I want to grab my sponge that has my vintage photo, and I'm just going to brush it on here, just like that. And just give it a little color. Even though we're going to be covering up a lot of it, we aren't going to be covering up the edge like that, especially on the inside. So I do think it's, for me, I like the finishing touch. I think it just helps finish off. You the project. So just rubbing the sponge on here to get a little color. There we go. Now I'm pretty sure my hot glue gun's ready to go. And so am I. So let's go ahead and add some glue. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cream maybe right down here at the bottom, so I could probably lift this up about right here. So since I know it needs to be right here, I'm going to line my book up best I can, and I'm going to see about placing my glue right here. Are you able to see this? I hope so. And then just laying it down. I'm doing little small sections. Now if you're using fabric tack, you do not have to do small sections because it takes that just a little bit of time to dry, but the hot glue dries quickly, and that's why I like to use it for a video. It just really helps me keep going without, you know, gluing, and then the glue doesn't set up and it just moves everywhere and it turns into a complete disaster. So hot glue is my friend during a video. So I'm just doing small sections and getting it laid down just like that. I kind of like these black threads. I won't keep them so long, but I kind of like them. Alrighty, so then we've got that done. Now let's do this one, and I think I'd like to place it, I think I'm going to cover all the way to the edge there. I think so. The edge of the peach one, right there, the edge right here, right, that part, I brought it over to that edge. That's what I meant by the edge. And now this isn't too long, so I think I can get away with laying it all down just like that. And as I look at this, I'm thinking I probably want to trim this off a little bit, but that's later. I don't have to worry about that right now. I am going to trim these little strings I've got going on here instead of pulling them. I'm going to just trim them. I'm going to trim this off right here, just like this. And I am going to see if I can grab a string or two right here to pull this, but I might not be able to. So I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So we've got that ruffle down. That looks nice. I have a little bit left. And I think what I want to do is possibly place it maybe right here. I wish it went further along, but it is not going further along. So maybe if I add a little piece of this peach and then continue with this cream color. Yeah, I think that might be the best idea. I don't think going this way. Let's check that out. Let's check out what this looks like if we do it this way. So my video says it's lagging. Okay, we're good. It's back up. Alrighty, so yeah, I think I'm going to use the wider. Okay, so I'm just going to cut myself a little piece. And I'll go ahead and fray it now because I'm able to do that right here. Just pull a few strings. There we go. And move that out of the way. And I'm just going to place that right here, right once again on the edge. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and just place it right here like that. Okay, now I'm bringing in my cream, and I have an awful lot of strings going on here. So let's see if I can clean this up before I glue it down. Okay, a lot of strings here. Alrighty, I'm just going to push it off of my desk. Alright, so as I look at this, I don't really like that there's a pleat right here. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of that pleat by pulling it out. I have to remove that black stitch, and I think I want to turn it this way and maybe glue it down. I'm going to cut this off straight. It's at an angle and I don't like that, so I'm going to cut it off a little straighter. I'm going to fray it just a little bit, even though I'm not sure that we're going to be seeing it. And I think I'll place it right there and right on over. Yeah, I like that. So let's get these threads down this way. I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here and start this right here. Okay, then add my glue right along and lay my ruffle down. Okay, now let's see, what does that look like on the inside? It's a little off, but it's not too bad. This one's perfect. This one's perfect. This one's off just a little bit. I'm going to pull it up because you're not going to see it once I get this down. Okay, guys? So you're not going to see that at all. Yeah, that fixed it. Okay, so I'm going to trim it like I did the other one, about right here. I'm going to take that pleat. I don't want that pleat right there on the end. And so I'm going to cut it right like this. We'll take a little bit more maybe. There we go. And I'm going to glue it down. Okay. All right, so I'm really liking how that looks. I think that looks spectacular. Now it's time to bring in, let's get rid of these ruffles. I don't need these ruffles anymore. Boy, we're changing the look totally. Absolutely, it's totally changed. Now here, this ruffle's pulled up a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down now before I get any further. Is this all glued? Yep, all glued, ready to go. Now, how do I want this exactly? I'm not sure. Maybe something like, I don't know. There's two big pieces now. I can cut them, definitely. I think this is too much, and I need to trim it. I want to... I like how that it looks right there. So this one, let me see here. I'm looking at this big flower right here, and I'm looking at these little ones and seeing how they lay on there. If I remove this one, I don't mind that. Maybe have it go this way and use those two. No, I kind of liked, how about if we use these? I like it this way the best. So that means I need to trim off this right here. So I'm going to cut it. I like that, so save that one for another time. And cut these off. All right, so now looks like that. I'm going to get my black strings. Those go that way. I can't make them go the other way. Must have cut that one off. I did. All right, I like that a lot. Now I'm just thinking what I need to do next. I do think I need to go ahead and glue these down. So I think the best way for me to do that, and I'm thinking this is upside down, I think it's supposed to go this way. So that kind of changes it, doesn't it? Changes how that's going to look. I liked it the other way the best. Okay, let's bring in these pieces that we just cut and see maybe this will work better for us. This is the way it should go. Oh, don't knock my glue gun down. In my lap would be not good. All right, I'm making sure that's the right way. Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and glue this down. Got a piece of glue right there. We'll move it. He's talking to his dogs. Can you hear him? He's trying to be quiet because he knows I'm doing a video, and I do appreciate that. But let's see here. Okay, I like that. So I'm just lifting it up and gluing it down. I find that doing it this way is easier for me. Getting some things glued down, it's a little more. If I picked this whole thing up and tried to put glue on it, oh, I wouldn't get it back down the way I wanted it. All right, now, do I like that one there, or do I want that one gone? You know what? I think I don't want that one there. I think I like that better. All right, we've got that down. Now we're moving over to here. I think I'm going to start with the big one. Alrighty, so let's add our glue to the petals. I'm pulling my petals back, and I'm adding some glue and then pressing them back down. That's exactly what I'm doing. And then let's do that there and there. It's going to be hard to get to that one if I don't do it that way. Piece of glue just dropped down. I think I got it up. Okay, getting this down. This one next, and then this one. Okay, oh, we need a little bit more, and a little bit more. There. Alrighty. I think that's looking fantastic. Now I've got some other things that I'd like to add. I have a few stamps, and these stamps are from my Porch prints, and I'm thinking that I might want to place a few little stamps maybe over here somewhere, just to give it a little. And I'm thinking of a little collage of stamps. What do you think of that? Ooh, I think that looks really pretty. Now, I could put the pink one on top and the dark one on the bottom. You know what? I don't like that quite as well. I have some other stamps here. I don't have to use those. What if I put that on top and I put this on the bottom? I like that. I think that's really sweet. Now what I want to do here, I've already inked them. So I'm actually going to pick this up, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on it, on the bottom. And I'm going to put it back on there and glue it now this way before I try to move them all and get them back down. I'm going to make it a little cluster right here. Okay, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring in some of that fabric that I found online, and I'm just going to cut myself a little piece and maybe another little piece. And I don't want to use it a lot, but I do think that maybe just a little bit would be sweet. You could see it underneath. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't usually glue copy weight paper like this, but because it's going on the fabric, I think I'm going to need to just press that down. Oh my goodness, isn't that looking cute? I like that polka dot fabric right there. Now, I've got some more. I've got some labels, and these are by JLeeloo, these labels are. And I don't know which one, but I thought a label right down here would be sweet. Oh, I really like that one. I actually like that one too, but I do like this one the best, I think. Now, I don't know if I want this under the label or not, but I'm going to see. I'm going to at least look at it just to see what I think. I know right now that it's way too big, so I'm going to trim it, and then I'm going to see. Actually, I like it a lot. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the fabric be right there in the position that I want it. I'm going to put the glue on the back of my label, and I'm just going to lay my label down, hopefully exactly where I want it. Okay, so there's that. Oh, I'm loving it. Now, I have some safety pins. Let me see if I can get these things out of here so you can see. I have some safety pins, and I also have, now I ordered from, let's see, she's sent her label here. Got things on my shirt, don't I? 1924 Linens and More, one-of-a-kind vintage finds. I found her on Instagram, and I ordered the miniature pieces that she had. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness, I absolutely adore them. So it's hard for me to use them because I want to hoard them, but I think on the corner here they will be spectacular, right like that. So I'm going to see, place it just like this way. It goes this way. Yeah. It goes over. This is okay. What, is there a right or a wrong way? I don't think so much. Alrighty. So I'm going to add my glue onto here. I'm just going to place it right here. And I'm going to just press it down with my hand. Yeah. There we go. Oh my goodness, I love them. Now, once again, I'm going to add my glue. And I'm just going to press it down with my hand. Oh goodness, I love it. So I also have some of my little flat backed pearls, and I think that I'd like to place them, let's see, let's put one in the middle here. Right here there's a little, like a little flower there. You can really see it on this one. And I'm just going to place that right in the center. Okay, and then in the center of the flowers, place those. Oh my goodness, it's coming along, you guys. Really pretty. I'm so pleased with it. And press that down in the center. And then I'm going to put one in the center of this. Just like that. I need to glue that down a little more. There we go. And then I need two more. And I need to turn this over so I can get to them. And this needs to be glued down too. So I'm going to glue that down first. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the center. Pop my pearl in there and right here. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. Now I've got these 3 black safety pins. 2 are smaller than the other. And so I'm going to take and open up one of the small ones, and I have these really pretty little jewels. I've had them for so long, you guys, when I used to do jewelry. And this is a tealy color that's very similar to this tealy color here. And this is a little bit of a peachy color. I'm going to place this right in the end of the safety pin, and then I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to place it at the end of this one. Alrighty. And so then it's kind of like a little bit of a dangly thing going on. And I want to open this up, and then let's attach it. I'm not sure where exactly I want to attach this. Maybe right about here. Okay. Now we've got the cover finished, and I am really, really happy with the cover. But let's address inside just for a moment. So inside here, we've got this wonderfully large piece that we can put I've got my tea here, I need to move it over, a wonderful pocket right here. Now I have some collaged book pages that I put on a cardstock, and I would love to place that. I think the colors just go wonderful. So I'm going to mark this right here, because this is where I need to trim it. And I'm just going to bring in my little guillotine. I think it could handle that. This is pretty stiff right here. It's got glue, and then it's cardstock and all that. I think we'll cut it. Yeah. And then I want to place it this way or this way. I love this little mark right here. I think that looks great. I'm going to see what the center is. So let's see here. We're about right here. I think that's correct. I have my 1.5 inch punch, and I'm just going to punch it out. Whoa. Whoa, I almost went in my teeth. And I do need to ink it up. Now, right here it's rounded. So I'm going to need to bring in my corner rounder, and I need to round the corner only on one. Right there. So I have to finish inking this up, guys. And of course I will be doing the back side as well. The last, the back. I'll be doing the back the same way, but I just thought I'd show you this way first together, and then you'd be able to do, isn't that going to be lovely? A nice big pocket. That's just what it needs, a big pocket. So I absolutely thought that this was super cool. Now you could further decorate this by putting tabs. You could add tabs onto your pages for some more decorative. You could use this for an art journal book. You could use it just for journaling. You could use it for, school is going to be starting around here in a couple months again. You could use it for school if you're in school. You could use it to keep track of things. All kinds of things that you could use this awesome customized composition book. Oh my goodness. So let me show you the one that I made earlier. This is how this one looks. I'll bring it down so you can see it. It's got the corners. It's got the stamp with the lace. It's got those little flowers. It's got the ruffles and the backing. It's got the safety pins and the beads. Oh my goodness. And then you open it inside, and it looks like this with its pocket. And then the back page is this, the way the front is. And then the back is like that. You guys, I absolutely loved making these. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.